Hey everybody, how's it going today? Thanks for tuning in to the AM channel. My name is Alex. Today's gameplay is some Black Ops 2 Zombies. It's the Mob of the Dead map. I'm still on that old COD vibe from my last video. I'm hella late to the party on beating the cycle in this map, but I actually managed to do it. I got the gameplay for you guys right here, so I really do hope you enjoy it. If you do, let me know. It felt so damn good to finally get this done. I tried back when I was younger in 2012, 2013, that time frame whenever this game came out, and I could never do it. It was something I've always wanted to do, so it feels really good to get it done. And because of this, I'm attempting to beat the Origins map as well. I'm actually taking it a step further, and I'm attempting to solo it. If you guys are interested in seeing me try to do that, then check out my Twitch. Link's going to be in description, and my username on it is Lumis00. That's Lumis00. So today's story is going to be about the time I broke one of my favorite bongs ever. And this bong was valued at $220, so yeah, it stung pretty fucking hard. This took place during 2020. It was actually right when the COVID lockdown happened, so it was like early March 2020. So a little backstory for you guys. During this time period, I didn't have shit going on just like everyone else, so I was just kind of smoking hard. I ended up ordering a really nice ZOB brand glass flower rig. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with ZOB Glass or not, but they are really nice fucking pieces, so I always wanted one. I ended up copping one. My friends and I, we love this piece, man. Like, it was such a nice piece. It hit so smooth, all that shit. So one day I get hit up by two friends. We'll call them Jason and Marcus for the story. And Jason and Marcus hit me up. They're like, hey man, we don't have fucking dick going on right now. You trying to tag up? You trying to smoke? I'm like, yeah bro, come through. So about 20 minutes later, they get to my place. We dab each other up. Hey bro, what's going on? That sort of thing. They come inside. We head downstairs and we start our sesh. Now, a little more backstory for you guys. I live in a northern state, so around this time of year, early March, it's still pretty fucking cold outside. Like, you still have snow on the ground, you still have ice in the road, the wind chill is hell to deal with, so we weren't really trying to smoke outside. The only problem with that was, at the time, my parents, especially my mom, was not cool with me smoking indoors. She knew I smoked weed and she was fine long as I kept the smell down, kept it out of the house, that sort of thing. But yeah, she was not okay with me blowing down indoors, stinking up the whole house. But us being dumb kids at the time, we usually found a way to sneak it. I would never do this shit nowadays, but when I was young and dumb and disrespectful, I was more than okay with sneaking it. I'd use all the usual shit most people do, like make a spoof, use a box fan at the window, blow it out the door, that kind of thing. But at this point in time, me and my friends, we'd done this kind of thing so many times, we had a little system worked out. I shit you not, bro. This is exactly what we do. We would go downstairs into my parents' basement because they never ever used the bathroom that was down there. So we'd go down there into the bathroom that was in the basement. We'd close the door, we'd get a towel, we'd make it a little damp, not like soaking wet, but like wet enough for it to have a little weight to it. And we would roll it up and stick it under the gap that's in the door to try and keep the smell in. And then we'd all just start burning down. And once we were done, what we would do is we'd very quickly leave the bathroom, close the door behind us, turn the bathroom fan on, and move the towel to the other side of the door. Like, basically, we were just trying to keep all the weed smoke and the smell concentrated into one area that they don't go into, was our plan. We also used a spoof just for a little added insurance to make sure there was no smell. It was pretty effective for the most part. It worked well enough that my mom didn't get any weed scent when she came downstairs most of the time. I mean, there were times once in a while she would say something to me like, it kind of smells like weed in here. But at this point in time, I was pretty confident in my ability. It's something I've done plenty of times, so I didn't think anything of it. And we begin our sesh. And like I mentioned in my last video, go ahead and check it out if you haven't. I'll put an image up here on screen for you guys. We smoke pretty fucking fat. Like, the way we would smoke is we take the bullhead of the bong, we pack it pretty much all the way full, and we just face that shit. Like, take it all down in one fucking breath. Like, we were goons for the herb, man, I'll tell you what. And we were going a little harder this session because we were all dealing with that lockdown depression a little bit. Nobody had anything going on, so why not smoke, that kind of thing. And this was their first time seeing my ZOB rig. Okay, I'll go ahead and put an image up screen for you guys so you get a feel for what it looked like. And a little more backstory, I'm a tag brand man. Thick ass glass. They are my favorite glass company ever, bro. So they were pretty surprised to see me with a ZOB. And it was a little more expensive than I wanted it to be, but I always wanted both a flower rig and a dab rig, and now I finally had both, so I was more than happy with this purchase. Like I mentioned a little earlier, I ordered it through the mail since all the businesses were shut down at this point in time, and I had it about roughly 3 weeks at this point when this session was happening. So we're christening the glass as any stoner would by smoking it. We're still trying to think of a name for the piece. Back then we were all about naming our pieces. If you guys are into that, let me know in the comments. And what's the name of your favorite piece? So we're session and we're going hard, all that shit. And Marcus takes his second or third hit and he starts going off about how nice that hit was. Like, he's like, bro, it's a really smooth hit. It's got a nice thick glass to it. Like, he actually said that, bro. He said the words, this has a nice thick glass to it, so it's gonna be hard to break. And as you can tell from the title of this video, that shit is ironic as fuck in hindsight that he said that. So toward the end of the session, one of the two, I forget which one, honestly, said he's gotta take a piss. And we're not really trying to have him do that with us still in there for obvious reasons. Like, this wasn't like being outside with all your friends where you can walk a good distance away and go piss on a tree or something. Like, we're basically pressed up against each other in this tiny ass little bathroom. So we decide, me and the friend who doesn't have to pee, we decide we're gonna have to step out and let this guy piss, and we can continue our session right after that. No big deal, right? So I put the ZOB glass rig down on the sink, and we all turn to the door, and when we do that, we realize we're all gonna have to take a good step back because the door opens inward. So they both take a step back, and I do the same. But when I do it, since I'm right in front of the sink, and because of the way this rig is shaped, if you guys remember from the image on screen, the mouthpiece, it kind of curves out toward you. So it was hanging off the side a good bit. And me being stoned as hell, not really thinking, taking a sharp step back so I can quickly get out, let my friend piss. My shoulder blade, it hits the shower head mouthpiece right in the middle, and it just sends the whole rig flying back. And it sends it back toward the sink bowl, but it doesn't go in the sink bowl, right? It goes right off the back right side of the fucking sink, hits that ceramic tile flooring, and it completely fucking shatters, dude. Like, this wasn't no damn small crack or a piece that broken away where it's still kind of usable. Now, like, this thing was completely fucking annihilated. Me, Jason, and Marcus were just standing there looking at this huge mess of broken, dirty glass and stinky bong water that's on the floor, and we are completely fucking speechless, dude. I feel like an absolute goddamn moron for doing that. And after a few moments of the silence, my anger came out. I was mad as hell, dude. I screamed, fuck, as loud as I could. And my friends are just like, dude, I'm so sorry that happened, man. That fucking sucks, bro. I've been there before too, you know, like trying to make me feel better a bit. But in the heat of the moment, I was just way too angry with myself. Again, felt like a raging dumbass for doing that. Fucking $220 piece. Only had it for 3 weeks, and I fucking broke it. And at this point in time, I had never broken a piece before, okay? Like, not even a fucking bullhead. This was the very first time I've ever broken any sort of smoking equipment, and it was my most expensive piece, and it was my newest piece, too. So I'm fucking fuming. My friend who has to piss mentions again that he has to piss, so me and my other friend, we step out, let him do that, and we start getting cleaning supplies gathered up, you know, paper towels, disinfectant wipes, a little broom for the broken glass, all that shit. And my friend finishes up in the bathroom. He steps out, and I start cleaning it. I cleaned most of it myself because it was my dumbass fault, and like I was responsible for it, and I didn't want my friends to have to help me clean up a mess I made on my own. So I just took care of that shit myself. It took a good long while, especially sweeping up all that fucking wet, dirty glass. Like, that was not a good time, dude. So after I get done cleaning, Jason comes up to me and he offers to throw in, like, smoke me up with some of his weed in exchange for me smoking him and Marcus up. So I go and grab my tag straight tube. It's the bong I usually use. I've had this bong about 2.5, almost 3 years now at that point in time. And afterward, it was a pretty normal day from then on out. After we sesh, we're all feeling a little bit better. I'm in a little bit of a better mood myself. They hang out all day that day. We play some video games, that kind of shit, and they go home that night. So that's the story of how I broke one of my favorite pieces ever, one of my most expensive ones. Rest in peace, ZOB. You will be forever missed. This is one of my shorter, less exciting stories, but the reason I wanted to tell it is because it provides some good backstory for myself, and it's also a pretty iconic moment in my life. Basically, it's the reason I'm so tag brand oriented. I want to make sure the glass I'm buying, especially if it's expensive, is good, sturdy, durable. It's going to last. It's not going to break from one drop. And I'm aware that there's plenty of glass brands out there that make their shit great. Like, Tag is not the only one. However, Tag is the one that was introduced to me the first, so it's the one I'm used to. And I guess I'm kind of biased towards it, you could say. I'm also aware that no matter what brand it is, if the drop is serious enough, the glass will break. Like, glass at the end of the day is just not the most sturdy material. I still think if you're trying to get a piece that is going to last a while, as long as you're careful with it, keep it clean, don't leave it in cold places, that kind of shit, then Tag is the way to go. Thick ass glass. If you're interested, go ahead and check them out. So I hope you liked the video, guys. That's going to be it for today. If you did, go ahead and let me know. Like it, subscribe. Go ahead and check out my Twitch stream if you're interested in that. Links are in the description. And you can go ahead and tune out now. Peace.
If you love me, then come eat my nuts. 100 million up now, ain't no trust. Come on, they go so down when we lust. Get the pack and I run like the bus. I had rescued them bands out of custody. Told the cougar to try not to love me. Pushed the bitch to the ground, she was nothing on me. She was crying and write me a